MTI Forex traders are 77% more profitable than the average trader out there, and the proof is in the numbers. Now, not only does MTI have some of the absolute best strategies, but MTI also has some of the best expert Forex instructors and analysts in the Forex industry. And one instructor I want to make light of right now, his name is Joshua Martinez, one of my dear close friends, and he's also known as the FX Pathfinder. Now, to give you a little bit background on who Josh is, he is one of our product experts. He has trained thousands of Forex investors. He has turned an initial deposit investment of $500 US and generated over $39,000 of profit. He's made thousands of Forex investments. He's a published author, international speaker, pro analyst, and he's a full-time trader. Now, you might be wondering, why am I even telling you all this? Because he's literally created a strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you today, and this strategy has really allowed him and myself to do some pretty unbelievable things. For example, back in June 5th of 2011, he opened up a trading account with just $500 US. And what this gave him the ability to do was to trade with a micro position. Now, when he first started trading, maybe like many of you, he was only making around $2 to $5 per trade and then losing $2 to $5 per trade, right? Kind of like a yo-yo account. But when he started going through the education that Market Traders Institute offers, he started noticing that there's patterns in the market. Now, if we fast forward, you'll see that he was able to take time compounding and build residual income. And through the course, when he was able to, he put more money in. But he stuck with it, and it ultimately taught him how to reinvest his money, how to compound, build residual income, and of course, as I mentioned, when he was able to, he deposited money along the way. And this is what allowed him to see daily returns of up to $4,000 to $5,000 per day in profits. And he was even withdrawing $10,000 at a time, and what once took him 6 months working 5.5 days a week to make as a personal trainer, he was now able to do in just one single day. Now, he personally told me that when he was able to start withdrawing this kind of money, it did dramatically change his financial lifestyle for the better, and he's even had days where he's made $7,000 US. But I want to ask you this, how many of you would like to learn this skill? Type in yes or no. How many of you would like to get to a point where even if you weren't able to generate this type of income starting today or tomorrow, how many of you would like to eventually get to that point, right? And I see a lot of you, Ann, Ben, Robert, and Jimmy, Chris, Ron, Steven, and everyone else that's typing in yes. And yeah, this is the first thing that he told me when it's funny, we went to high school together and we kind of, lost touch for about, I don't know, I want to say like 8 years. And then when we had lunch, he told me about this, and that's the first that I ever heard of the Forex market, actually. Now, if you take a look at his track record, which is third-party verified, you'll see that he has a gain of 4,548.82% return on his initial deposit investment. Now, take a look at the bottom of the screen there. You'll notice the graph of his growth. It shows that he was making money and losing money, making money and losing money, but all of a sudden in September of 2012, things absolutely just took off, right? Well, we like to call this a tipping point. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to show you the strategy that's really been able to assist Josh and myself in finding our tipping points to assist you in finding your tipping points faster, all right? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my charting software, and when you all see my charts up on your screen, can I please have you be so kind and just type in a Y for yes, and let me know that we are good to go, that you can see my charts. All right, perfect. Thank you, Ann, Robert. Thank you, Hein, and Mahesh, Yosef, Elliot, Don, Jerry, Jim, Danny, and everybody else typing in yes. Thank you all for that confirmation. Now, in front of us, this is our ultimate charting software. This is the software that we provide all of our students here with at Market Traders Institute who do decide to enroll in our Ultimate Traders Package on Demand program. Now, real quick, I want to find out, how many of you in this presentation right now are currently trading the Forex market in any way, shape, or form, whether it's demo, whether it's live? Just type in the word me if that's you. Or how many of you have an interest in learning about the Forex market? Because I know we have a lot of different type of individuals in the room, so I just want to kind of get an idea here. Okay, cool. Denny and David, Ramiro, Elizabeth, Keith, Jerry, and Hussam, Robert, and I can go on and on. Okay, cool. So it looks like we have quite a few of you in here that are currently trading the Forex market, demo or live, or you have an interest in learning about the Forex market. So the very first thing I want you to do is I want you to write down all 6 of these currencies here. Okay, we have the pound Canadian, the Great British Pound Swiss franc, the pound US, the pound Japanese yen, the pound Aussie or Australian, and then we have the pound New Zealand. Okay, these are the 6 currency pairs that we're going to utilize with this specific strategy, and these are all on a 1-hour time frame. Okay, so in front of us, what I want to do is I just want to pull up the pound Canadian. Okay, let's just start with this. Now, the very first thing I want you to understand and notice is that the market moves in what you call a wave-like pattern, where the market's going to form highs, the market's going to form lows, it's going to form highs, it's going to form lows, right? And it's going to do this over and over and over again. What goes up must come down. Okay, what goes down must come up. So if you look at the big picture, you see we have an uptrend, and the market is in a downtrend, and the market's in an uptrend. And what we do as investors is we look to capitalize on these moves, okay, to take advantage of them. Now, let me go ahead and clean all this up, and what I want to do right now is this. I'm going to explain to you how this strategy works. Okay, we call it the London Breakout strategy. I'm going to show you how it works on a blank part of the chart here, and then I'm going to apply it to the actual market. So as I go ahead and draw this out, excuse me, all right, feel free to take some notes, because I'm going to go ahead and type some stuff out so that you do have a better understanding here. But what I want you to know is that the market, okay, the market, one of the areas the market will provide us with is something known as a high and a low within a 24-hour period. Now, you're going to be able to see that, especially on a 1-hour time frame, and you'll see what I mean by that here when I apply this to the actual market. But what I want to do is I want to type this out for you. So the market will provide you with something known as a high and a low, and it's going to do this for you 2 times a day. Okay, it's actually going to provide you with more highs and lows throughout the day, but for the most part, there's a major high or low 2 times a day. Now, the first high or low of the day, okay, this is going to form anywhere between the hours of 2 a.m. okay, and 5 a.m. Eastern time. All right, so I am actually utilizing Eastern time here. Okay, let me just go ahead. I'm going to bold this up so everybody can see it nice and clear. Now, the second high or low of the day, okay, is going to form. Let me go ahead and just bold that up, and I'll type this out for you. Okay. Now, once again, the second high or low of the day will form anytime between the hours of 8 a.m. Go ahead and retype that. Okay, 8 a.m. Eastern time and 2 p.m. Eastern time. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you believe that the first high or low of the day is going to be much, much easier to find with a 3-hour gap than the second high or low with a much larger time frame throughout the entire day? How many of you agree with that right there? So what I want you to know is the market, once the banks open and the market starts moving, there's going to be very, very fast movement. Typically, in a short, the market's either going to go short or it's going to go long. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down, and that's what we actually do is we capitalize on that fast movement. So we'll be focusing in on the first high or low between 2 and 5 a.m. Now, the next thing I want you to understand is that the market, okay, and this is very important to understand, is that the market will provide you with something every day known as the average daily trading range. And I'll type this out for you as well. So we have the average daily trading range. Now, the average daily trading range, I'm going to abbreviate that as ADT. Okay, this can be anywhere between 50 pips and 200 pips. Now, for those of you that aren't sure what a pip is, I'm going to cover that real quickly here. But here's what I want you to know. On each example that I'm going to show you, on each trade that we place, we're going to be going after a minimum of 50 pips. Okay, at a minimum. Could be more, but at a minimum, that's what we're going to be going after. So now the question is, what is a pip and what is it worth to me? Well, there's 3 major lot sizes traded in the Forex market, and depending on your investment, that's going to depend on what your return on investment will be. So for example, if you just start off with a very small lot size available to you, that is actually known as a micro position. Now, a micro position, I'm just going to type out micro lot. A micro position is a $20 investment, and 1 pip is worth 10 cents. Now, the second lot size available to you, this is known as a mini lot or a mini position. That is a $200 investment, and 1 pip is worth $1 US. And then finally, you have the largest lot size available. And by the way, I have quite a few of you saying something about sound. My sound just dropped. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Sorry, I just noticed that. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how do I sound now? 1 being poor, 10 being great. If you could please just let me know. Okay, majority of you are saying 10s and 9s. Some of you are saying 7s. Okay. All right, cool. If there's any issues throughout this, just please let me know. But it looks like we are good to go at this point. So thank you all for letting me know. Now, the third lot size available to you, this is known as a standard lot or a standard position. And that is a $2,000 investment, and 1 pip is worth 10 US dollars. Now, with that being said, I want you to know it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter if you have to start at a micro position. It doesn't matter if you have to start at a mini position, or if you could start at a standard lot position. That's pretty awesome. However, what I want you to know is that everything I'm going to be showing you today, we're going to be utilizing the example as if we're trading with a standard lot investment. Okay? So just some takeaways. Let's focus on the first high or low of the day. We're going to go after a minimum of 50 pips per trade, if not more, but minimum 50. And I'm going to be utilizing a standard lot as the example because I like to show it with the end goal in mind. So for example, real quickly here, let's just say on the low end you make 50 pips per day. That's either 500 US dollars with a standard position, $50 with a mini position, or $5 with a micro position. So I'm going to clean this up. We're going to move on here. But is everybody with me so far? Can I just get a Y for yes? Type in good to go, got it, me, yes, whatever you want. Just holler and scream at me. Let me know that you get it, makes sense, and we can move on, all right? All right, perfect. And by the way, y'all are absolutely awesome. The interaction is awesome today, so I appreciate that. It's definitely no fun speaking to a blank chat. So, all right, so as we clean this up and I move this back to the actual charts, here's what I want you to know. We are going to be focusing in. I'm going to back this up real quick. Okay, we're going to be focusing in, as I mentioned, on the hours between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. So what that basically means is what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing in on the 3 a.m. candle. Okay, so the 3 a.m. candle is the candle that we're going to be focusing on as we move along today. And here's why we're going to be focusing on the 3 a.m. candle. So I'm going to back the market up real quick, and I just want to show you something real quickly here, okay? Now, I'm going to use my box information tool. I'll keep this over here. Let me back this up. I'm going to use my box information tool right here, and I want to go ahead and ask you all a question. Can all of you please be so kind to tell me, okay, how many of you can tell me right now, do you see where my clicker is right here? All right. Can all of you tell me right here, what candle is it on right now? How many of you can tell me right now, the candle that I just clicked on, if you take a look at the top left-hand side of your screen, how many of you can tell me? That's the 3 a.m. candle, right? Now, do you notice that on the 3 a.m. candle, okay, does the market create a directional push down towards the south? How many of you see that? Right? And if I show you another example, how many of you see right here? Here's another example right here. And I'll even go ahead, I'll circle that for you. Take a look at this white candle right here. This is the 3 a.m. candle. Okay, so if I click that, how many of you can tell me, is that the 3 a.m. candle? It is, right? Now, the 3 a.m. candle, what do you notice? The market moves in an upward direction within a couple hours, right? So within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, the market moved. Okay, within 6 hours, the market moved 145 pips. Now, can you all look at the top left-hand side of your screen, look at the third line down? Do you see 145? And you're right. Julie's saying most of us are asleep at 3 a.m. And Julie's absolutely correct. And Julie, I'm gonna actually bring that up and talk about that. But does everyone see where it says 145? Type in 145 just so I can make sure that you guys do see where it says pips. Okay, perfect. So once again, how many of you, if you were trading a standard lot, okay, I'm not going to talk about brokers or spreads or anything like that, but let's just keep it simple. How many of you would be willing to wake up at 3 a.m., get into the market, set up your stop and limit, go back to bed, wake up at 9 a.m., and you just made roughly at $1,450 US dollars? Yeah. Jim's saying every single day. Heinz saying yes, and a lot of you are saying yes, absolutely. And so the reason I'm showing this is because I need you to understand that this is what I'm referring to when I tell you that the market will move in a directional push. So once again, last one I'm going to show you here. There's the 3 a.m. candle, and same thing. Boom, directional push, all right? So let me go ahead and clean this up now that that makes sense, and let's just take this straight to the live market. Okay, I'm a live market kind of guy. We can show you past examples, but I believe, hey, you know what? If I'm going to show you how this holds true, let's just show you live market, okay? So as I bring this to the live market, sorry for all the fast movement there. All right, here we go. Now, I want you to go ahead and pay very close attention to what I'm going to do, because I'm about to show you and teach you how this strategy holds true right now, okay? So the first things first, is we want to identify, once again, our 3 a.m. candle. So I'm going to type this out once again, 3 a.m. If I could spell today, there we go, 3 a.m. candle. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw two lines. Okay, I'm going to draw one line here and another line here. Now, the first line, okay, the first line right here, this is going to be plus 10 pips above the 3 a.m. wick high. So if I'm at 1.90336, let's move this up 10 pips. Okay, we're going to take it up to 43. That's up 10 pips. And then we're going to take this green line, and I'm going to move this, okay, minus 5 pips below my 3 a.m. wick low. So let's bring it down 5 pips. And there it is. Now, I want you to know that we are not in the market yet. What these are known as pending orders. So the first line is known as your entry buy, and your entry buy is plus 10 pips, okay, plus 10 pips above the high, okay, above your 3 a.m. high. And the second one, this is known as your entry sell, and your entry sell is minus 5 pips below the low. Okay, every single morning, every single time, this is never going to change. So real quick, can I just get you to type in Y for yes if that makes sense so far? 3 a.m. candle, entry buy, entry sell. Never going to change. All right, so once we set up our entry buy and our entry sell, we are now going to literally wait for the market. Okay, remember, they're pending orders. We're going to wait for the market to cross into one of our zones. So either I'm waiting for it to cross my green line above me or green line below me. And now take a look at this. Does the market cross into my entry sell? It absolutely does, right? So the moment I know that, okay, I am now going to enter into the market, shorting the market. Now remember, when the new hour forms, this whole candle is not going to be fulfilled. It's going to basically be fluctuating up or down until the hour is complete. So once it crosses this line right here, I'm going to put a circle there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete, okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete my entry buy. So we're going to delete that, and I'm now going to place my stop. Now, my stop will be plus 5 pips above my 3 a.m. wick high. So let's go up 5 pips to right there. We're up 5 pips. Let me go ahead and color this red. Now remember, so for those of you that aren't sure what a stop is, understand that a stop is really designed to protect you, and it's going to save you. It's going to take you out of the market if the market goes in the opposite direction. So when I'm shorting the market, my stop will be, okay, plus 5 pips above my 3 a.m. high, okay? Now, my entry sell will now become my market sell, okay? Because I am now going to officially enter into the market, shorting the market. Now the question is, how many pips am I going to go after? Well, how many pips are we risking? How many of you can tell me, what are we risking in terms of pips? We have a 66 pip risk. Is that right? Does everybody see where it says 66? Now, when I tell you we're going to go after a minimum 50, here's what I want you to know. If I'm going after, okay, if I'm going after, if my risk is less than 50 pips, if my risk is 30 pips, I'm going after 50 pips minimum. But if my risk is greater, okay, if my risk is greater than 50, I'm going to go after whatever my risk is. So we're going after 66 pips. So I'm going to move this down, and we're going to put a limit at 89064. So 89064 right there. So once again, I now have a target. My target or my reward, okay, will be set at plus 66 pips potential, okay? So once this is set up, here's what I want you to know. You are literally going back to bed. That's it. You're done. You're going back to sleep. You're going to wake up, and it's either going to take you out with a win or take you out with a loss. Now, let me ask you this. Did the market already fulfill your target? Within that hour, did the market fulfill your target, yes or no? And did it not only fulfill your target, but did it confirm the target? Did it hit it more than once? Oh, absolutely, right? So how many of you realize that right here, okay, I'm going to put, let's just put a red arrow right here. Okay, this red arrow, this is our 3 a.m. candle. Do you all realize that within 1 hour, call it 3 hours, within 1 hour, how many of you realize that we fulfilled our target and we are now up 66 pips. How many of you would be pretty excited if you literally woke up at 3 a.m., you set this up, you wake up, you're up 66 pips, or $660 profit in 1 hour? How many of you would be pretty excited if you were able to accomplish that type of success literally within one morning? So once again, that is how, and I can't go on any further because look, okay, this is the live market. Can't go on any further. And look how the market fulfills, and then it goes ahead and does what? It goes in the opposite direction. So let me go ahead and move this up here, and let's take a look at another one. Let's look at the pound Swiss franc. Okay, so we have the pound Swiss franc. All right, and same thing we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to back this up, and let's go look for our 3 a.m. candle. Now, how many of you are with me so far? How many of you, yes, this is making sense, and we're good to go, okay? So what I'm going to do now is let me go ahead and let me do this, okay? I see a lot of you are, I'll go to the pound Swiss. I will go to the pound Swiss, but a lot of you are asking me over and over, can you please go with the pound US? So let's just go with the pound US. I will show you the pound Swiss, 100%, okay? Let's take a look at this. So I'm going to back this up, and I'm going to look for my 3 a.m. candle. So once again, there's my 3 a.m. candle. Now, what is the very first thing we're going to do? How many of you remember? We have our entry buy, which is plus 10 pips above the high, right? And then we have an entry sell, and my entry sell is minus 5 pips below the low. So once I go ahead and set this up, once again, let's take our horizontal line, all right, and my entry buy is going to be plus 10 pips above. Let's take this up 10 pips. Okay, right there. And let's put my entry sell minus 5 pips below. Let's bring it down 5 pips. Right there. So once again, same thing. 3 a.m., we set this up. We're going to wait for the market to cross into one of our zones. Does the market hit my entry sell? Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to delete my opposite order. I'm going to take this green line. I'm going to now make this my stop. So I'm going to turn this into a red. All right, and I'm going to move this plus 5 pips above, right? So let's move this up 5 pips. So right there, stop. Now, let me ask you a question. Once my entry sell now becomes my what? My actual market sell, right? Market sell. And what's my risk? So 87 pips, 87 pips, right? So let's take this down to 87. 87 will be 54985. 54985. Right there. So once again, okay, this everybody with me so far makes sense. All right. So once again, if you take a look. All right, I believe we said we're going after 87 pips. So once again, my target is now plus 87 pips potential. So listen, I'm going back to bed. I'm living my life, doing my thing. Now, let me ask you, does the market fulfill our target, yes or no? Did the market fulfill our target this morning? It absolutely did, right? And so as I go ahead and move forward here, how many of you would be excited if once again this morning you were able to enter into the market, your plus 87 pips or $870 US profit, and how many hours did that take? 1, 2, 3, 4. So profit in 4 hours. How many of you once again find value in what I'm showing you? And you're basically telling, how many of you are telling yourself, you know what, this is something that you could potentially see yourself doing. And so what we're doing, folks, is once again, we're taking advantage of the market in such a fast manner, if you will. And our exclusive club, okay, the club that I'll be talking about here in just a moment, we not only cover this strategy, but we cover multiple strategies, okay? I can literally go on and on with different strategies, but this is one of my favorite strategies. Now, what I want to ask you is this as we move along here. Okay, I have about, let me check the time. All right, I have about 20 minutes here. So which one would you like to see? How many of you can tell me what pair would you like to see right now? And listen, if it's a loss, it's a loss, okay? You can't handpick these because, once again, they're all, I'm showing you all live market. All right, so Mahesh says, I want to see the yen. Let's pull up the pound Japanese yen, and let's take a look. Now, are you all okay if I move forward, okay, if I move forward without typing out the entry buy and entry sell? Are you guys okay if I just simply set this up without necessarily writing it all out? Is everybody cool? Okay. So once again, take a look. Here's my 3 a.m. candle. It's a very, very big candle. All right. So I'm going to, once again, plus 10 pips above. So let's bring this up. Right there. Okay. And let's go ahead and drop my entry sell. My entry sell is going to be minus 5 pips below. Minus 5 pips below. Okay, now, once we go ahead and advance the market forward, we see that the market did what? Okay, the market crossed into my, right here, right? Market crossed into my entry sell. So once again, I would be deleting my opposite order. I'm going to place my stop 5 pips above. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll change this to red. All right, and once again, let's take a look at this. All right, if we advance the market forward, let me show you something. How many of you right now, based on what I'm showing you, how many of you see that the market did in fact fulfill its reward? Yes, Sam, you're absolutely right. Sam, you're 100% correct. But do you all see how the market fulfilled our target? Do you all see that? Okay, I didn't measure it, but is it fair to say that this is definitely, right, the same? So if you want me to measure it out and we take a look, okay, so we're at 98 pips. Well, let's take a look here. Same thing, 98 pips. It was fulfilled, right? So this morning alone, okay, this morning alone, what I want you to know is that you literally, okay, would be up 98 pips or $980 profit in 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. So in 4 hours, this is what the market would have accomplished. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just bold this up. How many of you would be pretty, honestly, would be pretty excited if this morning alone you placed 3 trades and you were up $660, $870, $980, and I didn't even cover the rest? All right? Now, because of our time, we don't have a whole lot of time. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and ask you one simple question. This is the pound Australian, the pound Aussie. If I back this up and I ask you right now, is this the 3 a.m. candle? Right? It in fact is a 3 a.m. candle, right? So once we identify the 3 a.m. candle, okay, let me ask you this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just put a this orange arrow right here, okay? 3 a.m. candle right there. Now, did we fulfill our target, yes or no? How many of you can tell me, based on what you've learned, maybe through spatial intelligence, okay, without even looking at the details, did we go ahead and have our setup right here, our setup right here, right? And then all of a sudden what happened? We knew that we entered into the market with a market sell. We positioned our stop, so my stop would have been right around there, right? And so once again, we changed that to red. We didn't get stopped out. And take a look at there. All right, so if my risk, okay, so if my risk was roughly 68 pips, we fulfilled our target of 68 pips. So how many of you believe that this is something you can do? How many of you now understand why I'm so excited about this, all right, and why this is something that can dramatically change your life? Some people will trade all day, and some people will literally sacrifice waking up in the morning, setting this up, going back to bed, and this is literally what they do. Now, Jim, I love what Jim's asking, and I'm going to go ahead and address that right now, Jim, okay? So in 5 hours. Jim is saying wins versus losses, or wins versus losers. I'm going to be right out of the gate. I'm going to tell you right now, right out of the gate, that if anybody tells you you are never going to lose trading this market, they are lying to you, okay? There is no such thing as an undefeated season. There is no such thing as an undefeated season, okay? Anyone that tells you, I can show you how to trade where you're never going to lose, they are crazy and you should honestly run away, okay? But it just so happens that this morning, this is what happened. I can't change that. You know what I mean? If it was a loss, I'd show you a loss. But let's take a look. Lee's asking me to go back to the pound Swiss. And what I'm going to do, we got to move on here, okay, so I can just use my time wisely. But let's look at the pound Swiss. Is this the 3 a.m. candle this morning? If you take a look at the top left-hand side. Yep. So 3 a.m. candle, let's advance the market forward and take a look at this, okay? Did the market, once again, take a dip? Yes or no? How many of you see that? Now, yes, Vasilis, this is, I do utilize this strategy specifically with the Great British Pound, and I could get into details as far as why and about the banks and why it does this, but this is the pair that I've found, that Josh has found, that we found, that basically moves the way it does at that time once the bank's open for many different reasons. But once again, I'm not even going to do the measurements here. It could be well over 50. Let's just put plus 50 pips because that's the minimum. Okay, so that's $500 profit. All right, once again, and here's what I'm going to do. Let me go ahead and edit this. Let me bold that up. All right, and let me do this. Let me do one more thing for you. Let me just open up the last one, the pound New Zealand. Folks, pound New Zealand for you, okay? Let me ask you this. Pound New Zealand, same thing. Okay, this is like perfect timing. Did the market, is this the, nope, wrong one. All right, let's look for our 3 a.m. candle. Now, is this our 3 a.m. candle right here? Take a look at this dark blue line right here, okay? So we have our 3 a.m. candle right there, right? 3 a.m. Once again, we set this up, okay, plus 10 pips above, and then we're going to, once again, minus 5 pips below. We advance the market forward. Folks, did we fulfill our target, yes or no? Did we fulfill our target? And take a look at how many pips it moved. It moved over 100 pips, okay? But what I'm going to do, for the sake of simplicity, is I'm not going to actually measure it. I'm just going to put 50 pips because that's the minimum. It was actually well over that. But I'm going to put 500 pips just for the sake of time. So this morning. Now, if I'm going to go ahead and bold this up, and folks, here's what I'm going to do for you right now because we got to keep moving. Okay, based on what I just showed you, did I show you, okay, did I show you this morning alone 660 plus 500 plus 870 plus 980 plus 680 plus 500? Did we make over 4,000 US dollars this morning alone? Yes or no? How many of you would be pretty darn excited? And listen, I'm not telling you this happens every morning, okay? It's actually, you know, it's not every morning where you're going to have a bunch of wins. But how many of you can see yourself, you know, trading this type of strategy? And how many of you out there, even if you're just a demo trader, would like to be part of an exclusive club that teaches these strategies and many more, not just the London Breakout, but we have so many strategies that people want to learn about, they want to talk about, that we actually teach here in our exclusive club. And I'm going to move on because we kind of have to, okay? But I believe that results matter, okay? I believe results matter. And once again, if you take a look at this, okay, you know, it's very self-explanatory. We're all about results. If you take a look, let me just kind of build the expectation. These are some of our students. You know, Thomas from Canada says, I made $4,500 in my first week. Okay, then you have Anthony S. from Trinidad and Tobago, and he says, I would say about a month after I started to see a return on my investment. An average month of trading, I'm making 3,000 plus pips. You know, Peter Cook says, I did Josh's pound Australian, and it took me to the limit, just as Josh said. I did not move my stop or fiddle with the plan. I just bought, set my stop and limit, and left it alone, as the analysis was spot on, good for 80 pips, or 800 US dollars. And last one here, Travis Stanowski says, still long on the pound Canadian, up almost 700 pips, learned a long time ago never to take profits too soon. Okay? So here's what I want you to understand. Well, let me ask you this. Type in a yes if you found this easy to follow, and if you thought this was easy to obey, and if you thought it was easy to execute. Even if you never thought you had an interest in Forex, how many of you now are going, huh, really? Well, imagine having an income of $3,000 to $5,000 a month, especially just to start with. You see, when we host these sessions, folks, we look to generate income. On this particular day, we made 964 pips, $9,861 in just 11 days. Why? Because, once again, I told you it's more than just a London breakout with the exclusive club, all right, that I'm going to be talking about here in just a second, but you get two of our best traders and analysts. You get Joshua Martinez, we already talked about him, and you also get Chris Pulver, one of our lead analysts, direct supervisor over Analyst on Demand, a private money manager, made thousands of Forex investments, and he knows how to get results. So one more thing I want to do here is take a look at Samson Sweeting. He says, here are my trades from today. Thanks, MTI. 328 pips, over $3,000 US in one day. Bobby Scott says, thanks to MTI and Chris Pulver for helping me and so many others to become successful traders. Here's my reward to myself for having my first 1,500 pip week. Okay, that's, I mean, I don't want to scare you, but that's potentially over $15,000 US, you know, at a standard lot. And he goes on to thank his wife for her support. So here's what we're going to do, folks. To get involved with this exclusive club, I'm going to talk about the details in just 1 second. But I know a lot of you are just ready to move forward. If you click the link, you will be able to see everything you're going to be getting, okay, with what we're offering you. But typically, our exclusive club is $297 a month. However, for those of you that decide to move forward today, okay, we're going to allow you to get involved right now for just $27 US, folks, okay, less than what it costs to go out for a meal for two, all right? It's for your first 30 days of membership. And after that, it's just $147 every month thereafter. Now, you don't have to commit to 12 months. You could take it 1 month at a time. And if for whatever reason you feel that, you know what, this is not for me within your first 30 days, we'll give you 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. But for those of you that are ready to be a part of this, for those of you that want to take advantage of this, I'm going to literally send the link to each and every one of you right now. If you could please take a look at the chat. And can you please be so kind of click the link and let me know, do you see, okay, do you see the link and does it work, and do you see it where it says the $27 promotion? All right, you're also going to see a complete list of everything you're going to be receiving as bonuses, which I didn't even talk about yet. All right, but once again, folks, this is going to go ahead and allow you to take advantage of one of the most elite clubs you will ever find. And even if you're a demo trader, how many of you would like to have an arsenal of incredible strategies? And even if you've never considered Forex, how many of you would like to now go, man, this is an industry I might want to actually take a look at and spend 30 days looking at these, okay? And I'm going to talk about the details. Yeah, we did send the link out to each and every one of you. And real quickly, for those of you moving forward, you know, type in yes or type in the word me. I just want to recognize you real quick, kind of call you out, congratulate you, just real quick. Type in the word me if you are moving forward with it. I just want to go ahead and just kind of call you out real quick and just kind of commend you. Okay, awesome, Huang. I see what you're saying, brother. No problem. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Ronaldo. Thank you, Vaughn and Moshi. And I'm very proud of each and every one of you that are making the decision. Thank you, Eric, Randy, Kashev, and everybody else that's typing that in. So let's quickly cover the details with the 5 minutes that I have left, okay? All right. So once again, and hey, Blues Jack saying, me, but I need to know more. And that's what I'm going to get into right now. So you are going to get eight live market online Forex sessions per month with two of MTI's analysts that we discussed. In these bi-monthly live market online sessions, you are going to learn directly from them, and they're going to basically trade live in front of you. So you can literally mimic their trades, you can copy what they're doing, and learn along the way. Some of these sessions are even 4 hours long. Okay, so the beauty about it is not only are you going to have morning sessions, you're also going to have afternoon sessions because there's different strategies to take advantage of the market throughout the day. You're going to learn how past history repeats future profit potential, okay, understand how to avoid making costly mistakes, and you're going to be able to pick the analyst's brain in live Q&A sessions. You're also going to get one Forex market preview video each week. So you are going to gain exclusive access, okay, to the market analysis that they both do on a weekly basis and the scenarios that they're looking at so that you can potentially take advantage of those same opportunities as well. They are going to discuss what they're looking into for the following week as well, and these are going to include email reminders each week containing the market preview videos where they're going to show you exactly what they're looking to do. Now, for those of you that maybe feel that you're not going to be able to wake up, you work, you just don't have time, each of these sessions will be recorded. So even if you can't attend live, you will be able to extract the knowledge and the information that they do discuss in all of these sessions. Once again, they're archived, so you're going to have them personally for you. All right? And in these sessions, once again, they are, I believe I already mentioned this, they are going to be trading live and showing you exactly what to do. Now, you're also going to get 4 bonuses just for getting involved. So for $27, folks, for 27 bucks, okay, you're also going to get these 4 bonuses. 30 days free of MTI's VIP Analyst On Demand service, where every day you can run your trades by professional analysts. They'll give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down and analyze it with you and tell you why they got what they got. Every day they're going to tell you where to get in, where to get out, and how many pips you could expect to make, and on and on. Bonus 2 is an introduction to currency trading, so you are going to get 4 Forex lessons by MTI. Okay? Bonus number 3 is a profit plan consultation call, and bonus 4 is 10 Keys to Successful Forex Trading ebook by Jared Martinez. As I mentioned, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee, folks. So once again, is it worth $27 to have this in your arsenal? Take it on for 30 days, and if it's for you, great. If it's not, no big deal. Call us, email us, no problem, 100% money-back guarantee. All right. So real quick, as I wind down, I have about 3 more minutes right now. Take a look at Jason. Says 352 pips in 7 days. Not too bad. Well, not too bad. That's over $3,500 US in 1 week. You know, would that change a few things? Is what I want you to ask yourself. FX Caddy says I've struggled for several months. My rep got me focused, and I've made 575 pips in 2 weeks. Okay, so over $5,000 US in half a month. And then finally, last one I want to show you. FX MPX says 144 pips in the last 24 hours. 96 pips this morning alone. I can't say anything else, but thank you, thank you, thank you. So folks, I know I spoke fast. I had no choice. But if you learned something today, I really hope you did.